What's terrifying to me is that we become obsolete. But isn't that inevitable? Like if you went back and look at single-celled organisms and you said, "Hey, listen, buddy, one day you're going to be flying a plane. One day you're going to be using an iPhone." They would go, "What? What are you saying? I'm going to be obsolete?" Isn't that true with all organisms? I mean, and isn't there, if there's an inevitable push because of natural selection, evolution, progress, innovation, if there's an inevitable push that things just consistently and constantly get better, isn't there a biological roadblock to that we just can't improve biologically as quickly as technology?
Yes and no. First, I would just point out that we are already cyborgs,
Right.
right? Not only, our phone is the most obvious way that this is true, but even books, even the ability to just store information in a way that allows us to transport it across space and time without constraint, even that is technology. It's a kind of transhuman technology. So it's not new that we are here. It is new that we are accelerating at the rate that we are, and that we are going to cross event horizons in rapid succession. We are already, I feel like the confusion that one feels in the face of the era of COVID and Trump and Biden and all of this, that confusion is in part because we've crossed over an event horizon, and the point is none of this was predictable, and we're floating in a chaotic set of events. But look, you're a deep thinking guy who reads eclectically, talks to all kinds of people with different perspectives. And I know from many things that you've said to me and many things that I've heard you say to others on your podcast that there's a part of you that is struggling with wanting humans to be decent to each other, to find each other. And I think this is that question, right? Because what you're saying is right. We're about to be obsolete. That is certainly true for almost everybody, right? What happens when we're obsolete? Does some set of people with power decide to get rid of the obsolete ones? I think that's what's going to happen if we don't get ahead of this. On the other hand, we have another opportunity, which is we could look at this puzzle and we could say, hey, all hands on deck. We are about to have a huge problem where all of these people who have done nothing wrong are about to find themselves obsolete in a world that has no way to sustain them in an obsolete form. And we could say, this does not have to descend into a dystopian hell. We could figure out what the implications of that are, and we could take up arms against it. We could figure out how we are going to live in the next phase without our ability to deliver our labor being the key question as to whether or not we are entitled to education, entitled to have a place on the planet. And, I don't even see it as a choice between those two things, because if we decide to just allow the chips to fall where they may, it's not going to be a long ride. This is going to become, even more of a disaster much more rapidly, and it's going to accelerate. So this is really maybe last call for figuring out how human beings can move into the next phase of being human.